Okay, so we're now going to try to answer the following question. We're doing Hasbar 3.3 part 1 and giving the first answer to the question. If a man gives the item, the kesef, to the woman, and the woman says, I am a kaddish to the man, does that kedushin work? It seems from our Braita that in the Reisha, when the man does everything, that's the only way a kedushin can happen. And therefore, we make the inference that what? If a woman does part of the process, it doesn't work. Yet in our Seifa, where it says if the woman does every part of it, it's not a good kedushin. But maybe if she does one part of it, it would be a good kedushin. And so let's pick it up with the answer. So that's Rav Papa's question, which seems to be a contradiction. It's a challenge. I don't understand. The Reisha seems to be giving us one message, and the Sefer seems to be giving a different message. So the first answer is the following. Reisha Dafka. The Reisha is very specific. The man has to do everything. The Sefer, which talks about the woman doing everything, that's only there kidei niskava. It's only there to sort of like mirror, parallel the Reisha. A stylistic thing, let's leave it like that. Comes along the Gemara and says, I don't like that answer. Tane Seifa. If we learn, as we learn the Sefer, Milta Destira La Reisha, if we learn the Sefer that way, it creates a contradiction, a stira, to the Reisha. So if we're going to say that the Sefer was brought along to sort of parallel the Reisha as a stylistic thing, the rabbis of the Gemara would never create a stylistic, say, Sefer to match the Reisha if it was going to create a conflict or a challenge to the learning. In this case, we have a contradiction between the Reisha and the Sefer. Ella, the Gemara says, this is what we're going to learn. Hachika Amar, this is what we should say when it comes to the answer about the contradiction between the Reisha and the Sefer of the Braita. Nasanhu v'amrahu, when the man gives and the man says, Pshita tahavi kedushin, it's very clear that's a good marriage. The man does everything. But nasanhu v'amrahi, but what happens if the man gives, but she says, Nasa kimi shenatnahi v'amrahi. We have to learn it like the Sefer, that what? That she did everything. She said and she gave. V'lo havi kedushin, and it's not a good kedushin. So the first answer given is that the Sefer is, the Sefer is very clear. If she does everything, it doesn't work. But in the case where we might think that if the man gives and she says, the purpose of the Sefer is to teach us that it's like she did everything. Even if she only does part, it's like she does everything, and the kedushin doesn't count. All right, this is a hard piece. See if you can capture it and summarize it.